Okay, this is Aaron and myself just tracking down some new video clips of the Hampstead children from way back in 2014. But as fast as I share them or somebody sends them to me, they're disappearing. So as we try and track them down again, I'm going to record them. I don't know who's releasing these, but I'm going to record them. So share screen. Done. So yeah, I've maintained all along that Gabriel never retracted. He didn't. Even when Steve Martin, who was detective constable and then got promoted to detective sergeant and got promoted to almoner in his local Freemason lodge, even when he pressurized Gabriel, so nobody was killing babies, right? And Gabriel just said, well, not many, just a few, you know.
He continued with his own
Couldn't lie.
evidence.
He couldn't lie. And he's going to be 18 next year. And I've had off the record reports that he's not in very good shape. But I'm praying for him. And I ask everybody listening, please pray for him, because I do believe he's the first of the two children that will redisclose in Jesus' name.
Because Elisa, from the looks of it online, she went
she went off the reservation, but it's understandable.
The rails, and but Gabriel
is struggling.
Gabriel still I think it's still possible to save him.
Amen. And please God, Elisa too, but I just think Gabriel will be the first. Right, I'm going to play this into the record.
I say no, he does, and then he said yes, he does. He accuses me.
Okay, and then what happens?
And then he says yes, your dad does hit you really hard.
Yeah.
And I said no, he doesn't hit me hard.
Okay.
Yes, softly, said
I say. Later, he seeks to confirm it's not hurting in any way.
So he doesn't hit you. He's never put anything in your bum.
Really nice.
Is he?
So the 3 last week, this is actually the truth what happened.
Go on.
The 3 last week, the first time, I remember, the first time we went, I don't remember the first one. I shall remember it. The first time we went shopping and buy some food for us, and then we went to Taxi Land. That was closed, but no, I mean we ate, and then he gave us £10 for our pocket money. That's the first time he ever gave us pocket money.
Who? Your dad?
Yeah, he gave us £10.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really much. And then
okay, I just need to interrupt here for commentary. In the original disclosure videos, which are on my BitChute and I think also on the Hampstead 2 website, both the children were really fluent. Here in the quote unquote retractions, they're struggling to find the narrative that they're supposed to put forward. And it's interesting as well that Gabriel shares that it was the first time Daddy ever gave them pocket money. And I believe it was just part of the desperate attempt to get them to retract.
To buy their
silence.
Words. Yeah, to buy their silence.
And you can see, he's so innocent. He says, no, Daddy never hurt us, never, ever. And then he says, oh, well, just enough to make us behave. And then just a little bit. It's like, no matter what they do to this pure little angel.
And to a little Gabriel, £10 is a lot of money.
Yeah, and just like, and I was watching a thing about, somebody was saying, how hard is it to break free from intergenerational abuse? And it was Savali, and she said, the hardest part is about breaking free is that you love your abusers. You know, they've usually been your parents or your grandparents or trusted people, and they always make sure after you've been abused that they love bomb you. So, you know, I remember this with abuse situations where I'd get horrific.
Or they bring you gifts or money.
Or I'd get taken to the ice cream store, or, you know, be given food when I was really hungry. And it's just like, it's mind control. But anyway, I'll play on. But just, I want people to notice how much he's struggling here to say what Steve Martin
to lie. He's struggling to lie.
And yet in the original disclosure videos, which I keep harping on about, they are completely fluent. They don't struggle at all. They don't struggle at all. They don't hesitate. They don't go, yes, no, this, that. No, they're completely fluent. All right.
We went to Taxi Land because we parked near Taxi Land and we ate in a car. And then we cleaned the car and then we went to Taxi Land and it was closed. Then it was nearly for us to go back to the centre.
Yeah.
And then the next time we went swimming to Finchley.
Finchley Library.
So you're saying the only reason you said this about your dad was because Abraham kept accusing you?
Yeah. That's so contrived.
Yeah, so this is one video, but there was another
Okay.
video you got
And
sent.
then you told me about lots of other things that happen, about baby skulls and people dancing.
No.
Does that happen?
No.
So
Do you know what happened?
go on.
When he accused me of killing babies, he said, "What do you do with the skulls? What do you do with the bones?" He was like really shouting, and I couldn't think of nothing. What they did with the bones, what they did with the skulls.
Yeah.
I got nothing to think of, and then I had to straight away. I had to say they were dancing with it. They were turning it on.
Right. There's no way he could have made that up. And I do agree, Abraham's interviewing skills, whatever. He's not a professional detective. He's not a professional interviewer. He can be aggressive, and I've observed that in him. But I do not believe for 1 minute that Gabriel suddenly thought, oh, because Abraham's shouting at me, probably in shock and trauma and frustration, because me and Elisa are still lying a bit.
Well, it's very frustrating for even an adult to hear that from a child.
Yeah, but not only that, the children were being coached by their father, according to their disclosures, to do things like cut Abraham's hair off in the middle of the night, put feces on his toothbrush, send his credit card to their father, steal his phone for their father. The children were in between the light and the dark, and they were still being used like little junior mind-controlled assassins.
And they didn't know who to believe, who to trust.
And the children were trying to kill Ella and Abraham in between disclosing. And the sad thing is that when they did finally disclose fully to Abraham, Ella, Jean-Pierre, and Finbar, and all those adults said to them, "You're safe now," they weren't safe. They got grabbed again, But it's like the point I'm making is no 8-year-old would make up under pressure. Oh, what did we do with the skulls and bones? Oh, we danced with it. Like, right. I'm going to say this. When I stayed at Belinda Mackenzie's home, who some say was number 3 in MI5 before she retired, there was an ashtray in the patio, and my eyesight's bad, so I didn't clock it. But then after 2 or 3 days, somebody visited and they said, "Have you seen that ashtray?" And the ashtray was all baby skulls around the outside of it. That's what you were leaning your cigarette on and putting your cigarette out over. And when I realized what I was using for an ashtray, I said to Belinda, "What the fuck? Like, as all the Hampstead disclosures are coming out, why have you got an ashtray with baby skulls all around it?" And she said, "Oh, it's my Iranian husband's sense of humor. He doesn't believe in SRAs, so he just thought this would be amusing." This is the clearest retractions in that it contains the circumstances. No retraction confirmation. Amen. That's so true. Being touched in the disabled toilets. Yeah. Q confirms.
Okay. And
just to be clear, this is not QAnon. At some point of the court proceedings, they called the children Child P and Child Q. So they're referring to Gabriel.
What about, you told me about obviously the swimming pool, you told me lots of people in these disabled toilets and they've done stuff with you.
That's true. This is true, yeah.
You see, they never got Gabriel to retract.
Gabriel can't lie. He
He
just
can't lie.
lie.
So Steve Martin is saying, oh, you told me all this ridiculous stuff about people molesting you in the disabled toilets at Finchley Lido, which,
Therefore,
by the way, Hampstead Research got photographs of that before they did a big refurbishment and disguised it and covered it all up. The disabled toilet was huge. And if a
and
child...
even now, because of this, I still think that Gabriel is the one from the two children that
to come forward first.
Can be saved.
And Finchley Lido used to rent
even
out...
though he's almost an adult, we can
He'll be 18 next year, next June.
Yeah.
And Finchley Lido used to rent out the swimming pool to private parties at the weekends. Private parties. So all it takes is
and what would that mean?
Yeah.
It would mean abusing children.
And there's nobody else there.
Fun.
It's an exclusive invitation only thing. Everybody goes to Finchley Lido. They're all in the cult, and the children are available afterwards.
The dessert in the party is the children for them to abuse.
Yeah, and the thing that they tried to trip Gabriel's disclosure up about was that he said he thought 200 people, grown-ups, sodomized him in the disabled toilet. Now, that's where you give allowance for an 8-year-old to think it was 200 grown-ups. Like, he's drugged, he's bleeding, he's hurting, and he's being constantly sodomized. So,
and he vocalized it quite loud.
He's
about
like
being hurt afterwards.
Yeah, and then Steve Martin says, well, how many
like
grown-ups was it? Oh, hundreds. And that's childlike innocence. That's like hundreds. They just hurt me and hurt me and hurt me.
And he's talking about things that not a single child in this planet should actually know.
Yeah. And why did Finchley Lido undertake a huge refurbishment, including disguising, covering up and remodeling the disabled toilet, which was very spacious? And why did Christchurch, the Hampstead church opposite the school, undergo a huge refurbishment without ever being a crime scene?
Always at Hampstead church, that Christchurch in Hampstead, always the caregiver, always the looking after.
Yeah, they tried to set
it all up.
You know the way they tried to cover up Pizzagate because they said, oh, it's all about Comet Ping Pong. It doesn't have a basement. Well, the basement was next door and over the road with Besta Pizza and all the rest of it. You're just grasping at straws. The same way they've tried to say, oh, this lovely little primary school in Hampstead was accused of blah, blah, blah. There was a tunnel from the school to the adjoining church, which was documented by a BBC documentary maker. But when he went down and filmed it being closed up, he got accosted by Special Branch in a local pub and threatened that if he didn't back off, he would be dead.
And plus, on top of that, there was McDonald's, there was the shoemaker
that
was
absolutely
making
and the human
and
skin.
they also funded this cover-up. They don't want a scandal.
Yeah, and the question I have as well, because the children never overtly named MPs or royal family members or very famous people, why did the British government intelligence services get behind this cover-up? Because I got videos closed down on my original channel, and YouTube sent me messages saying the British government has made a legal complaint about this video and we've therefore removed it. What is the British government doing shutting down videos about the Hampstead case? Why?
Yes, why all of the testimonies with the children were deleted from everywhere in the internet? You can't find them.
Yeah.
And we had to go through such a difficult path to recover them.
And even now, and I salute whoever is releasing these new videos. I don't know if it's Ella or Abraham or somebody else. I don't know. But thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If there were 54 original disclosure videos, good. Let's get them out there. Right. I'll carry on. And we'll probably have to put this on BitChute and Rumble.
It's true. Even though you said you was only 4 and you hadn't been to that school.
No, they had like they were friends. Like the teachers, like I knew was when I was 4 years old because my sister was in the school when I was 4 years old.
Okay, so also.
But I just want to highlight something else here, Aaron. When I'm under severe stress, I talk with my hands, and sometimes I have to draw.
Like an Italian.
Yeah, but with trauma and the children are getting re-traumatized here, right? They're getting drugged and they're getting pressurized to retract, in my opinion. When I'm under severe trauma, I used to be able to go mute for 6 weeks, like I couldn't speak, couldn't go outside, couldn't speak, gone. But when I would try to then re-communicate the trauma, I would speak extensively with my hands, and then if I couldn't speak, I would ask for a pen and paper, and I would keep drawing, which the children have done extensively, like they've done the same as the Anglesey case.
I turned to writing, but eventually writing my diary, which turned out wrong because my sister found it and read it out loud in college.
And there's another trauma.
But that's another story. But I then used to, when I'm trying to tell about my trauma, when I get out of my traumatized situation and I'm trying to tell someone.
Yeah, and that's what Gabriel's doing.
I expect that they could help me. I then, and they don't listen, then I shout and then I go crazy, you know.
And there was a lot of discussion about the way Steve Martin is handling himself in this interview. I don't know if you can see that, but like Hampstead research was superb, and we had forensic analysts all over the world, and there was a lot of questions asked about the way this man, his body language during
mishandled the interview, actually.
Not only, but not just that. There's possible physical triggers of how he's behaving.
And there's also, he's interviewing a child.
8-year-old. No adult, no social worker.
No adult, no psychologist, no one.
And on one occasion, there was at one point somebody there, but on one occasion, he left Gabriel, aged 8, for 20 minutes in
on his own, poor thing.
Yes, with his mother gone and his father being phoned and giving tip-offs, and this little boy, he whimpered like an animal. He's been
treated like a murderer, a grown-up adult murderer.
Yeah. And that reminds me, I ran a project for vulnerable teenagers, and one of them had been sodomized, raped by a friend of the family, and he was brave enough to tell his parents, and then the local policeman took him all the way to Dublin to get a rape kit done, which confirmed that he had been sodomized and raped. But on the way back from Dublin, which is like an hour's drive from here, so this little boy, age 12, has disclosed to his parents, then he's disclosed to the sergeant, who turned out to be corrupt, then he's taken to a rape hospital an hour away, and then on the way back, this copper says to him, we've picked up your alleged abuser, I'm going to interview you, we're just going to pop into the local police station. So the boy, age 12, they stop at the police station in Kells, and for convenience, the sergeant puts the victim in a cell. So this 12-year-old, who's just had a rape kit done on him, which was confirmative and just disclosed, is locked in a cell while his abuser is interviewed. And then his abuser was let leave the country. He never went to trial. He was just allowed to flee Ireland. But
and this poor child,
and he
is
said,
the criminal.
He said to me years later, like, I think I started helping him when he was about 15, 16. He said, I was convinced that I must be the criminal. Like, why did I get put in a cell? You know. So anyway, right, we'll keep going because I don't want to make this too long because we had loads of other things to do. But these videos are appearing on TikTok, on Facebook, and then they're disappearing as quick as that. That's why we're recording them.
And thank God.
What we'll do is try and sort out what's true and what's not true. So the babies, it's not true. So no babies are being killed. There's no baby skulls. The secret rooms. Are there any secret rooms? What about with the wardrobes and going in behind the
No,
wardrobe?
there's no. Look, no, that's not.
Cupboards.
There's no. Yeah, and then Abraham made me say that. He says, "Where's the secret room?" Look, he says, "Where the secret is?" My dad is the main person of doing the sex. So he's the main person.
Yeah.
Abraham accused me of saying he got the most secret rooms.
So have you been to a house of your dad's with secret rooms?
No,
So there's no secret rooms.
no.
Wow, I'm going to stop this to read it. Gabriel seeks reconfirmation of the same elements. No babies killed, no skulls, no secret rooms. At other points in the interview, as well as at the Mr. Hollings topic introduced after the first summary confirmation, Gabriel again ignores the topic of the swimming pool and the disabled toilets. They messed up this boy's brain. They seriously messed him up.
They are twisting it left and right.
Right, so we know there's no baby skulls, no babies being killed. You haven't been to, your dad hasn't got any secret rooms, and you haven't been to Mr. Hollings' house. Okay.
Sorry, Angie, can you pause this for a moment?
Yeah, it's outrageous.
The problem is here in this interview, what I've literally just noticed. Sorry. He is not asking a question. He is telling Gabriel what to say.
Yes. And the IPCC, as it was known back then, the Independent Police Complaints Commission, upheld Ella's complaint that Steve Martin had led the children in their supposed retractions. He never
Telling them what they need.
He never got
say,
demoted.
yeah.
He never got sanctioned. He never got fired. Nothing. But the IPCC, which is now known as the IOPC, and Ella has proof of this on her website, they upheld her complaint that DC Martin led the children. He didn't interview them. He
told them what to say.
What to say, exactly. All right, I'm going to keep going. Good point. Remainder of the interview. Good job, Coleman Archie. Dedicated to seeking Gabriel's explanation for the injuries, right? Right now, Justice Anna Porfley, who took early retirement, fled to Israel, and is probably back in London now, the safety of London Hampstead now. Now, Gabriel's retraction is ambiguous and incomplete. Absolutely. A complete retraction is only made of the story regarding dancing with baby skulls. The issue of secret rooms and visiting Mr. Hollings. Now, they're spelling his name wrong. It's got a G in there. And he built a 7-foot wall outside his house in Hampstead after the disclosures. It says it's quite convincingly retracted after only slight prompting. That prompting is not legal in achieving best evidence interviews by police. And
nothing is legal when it comes to this case.
Yeah, prompting, only slight prompting. Sorry, the IOPC found Steve Martin guilty of what was the word they used? Coercing or leading or whatever. He was found guilty, but nothing was done. Was that of babies being killed and plastic willies is retracted only after heavy prompting including indirect pressure through reference to Q's sister, Lisa. Yeah, so you're right about pause to read. Anyway, I think that's enough on that for now. We better finish. We better finish recording it. Yep, Gabriel confirmed that. This interview is at best only a partial retraction. Of course it is. Yes. Now, that was part of Hampstead research. Professionals from all over the world who could get paid vast amounts of money for their work donated their work free of charge. So we had forensic linguistic analysis of both the children's disclosures and then their alleged retractions. And they were superb. And that's why Hampstead Research, Karen Irving and her husband and Ricky Dearman and all the, British government, that's why they worked so hard to silence everybody, because the evidence was piling up. And Anna Porphyry had to take early retirement and run to Israel to escape her cover-up of a 12-day fact-finding mission, in my opinion, allegedly. Hampstead Research, yeah. Wow. So do you know what this might mean? These are coming from Hampstead Research. So maybe
I used to be a Freemason, and a lot of Freemasons.
Maybe Hampstead Research is getting brave enough to release more. Yes. Now that is an exciting possibility. Wow. Because right, that's enough for today. This stuff is coming out and we need to record it and download it.
And also more people. See, Angie, what I wanted to say, you received that video, a new video that we didn't have, and it wasn't online anywhere at all. And now when we click on it, it's been deleted, removed.
But the end of what I just showed you, which is the different...
But that video is Gabriel.
Yeah, but at the end it said credit to Hampstead Research. So that's given me hope that Hampstead Research, who were targeted off the charts, death threatened.
But even when you sent that video to me, it's been removed straight away.
Yeah, and the same, Sabine said the same. I sent it to her. She couldn't view it. But I went back to Coleman Archant's page and I could view it. So maybe it's just banned in the UK.
But now it's gone. We can't see it today.
Well, I haven't fully looked for it, but there's just, I'm gonna stop the recording and then I'm gonna call you back because I just want you to help me send a gift to this little girl that's
okay. Yeah, sure.
Vaccine damaged because her father got her multi-vaccinated.
Oh, you just said the wrong word.
Oh well. This is going on BitChute. If you think this would make it on YouTube, no way. This is for YouTube and Rumble and Twitter.
Yeah.
And
we'll do everything we can.
Yeah, so I'm going to end this recording and then I'm going to call you back.
Sure.
Okay, people, we're carrying on downloading new disclosure videos from the Hampstead children because they, as quick as they come up on social media, they disappear again. So Aaron's going to clip these together and we'll make a blog. But in the meantime, it's just important to document them. Okay, go ahead and record this. Let me see how many minutes it is. It's an hour. But I think it's worth documenting, don't you?
No, it's actually 1 minute. 1 minute, 4 seconds.
Oh, right. So it's a TikTok short. TikTok is absolutely doing brilliant with this stuff, All right, go ahead. If it's only a minute, then go ahead. I'm just going to get some water. Go ahead and record this, please.
They also make shoes of the skin of the baby's skin. They've got a special tool and they put it in the skin, in the baby's skin, and then they pull it out. And then they stick it because the blood is kind of sticky, and stick it on the shoe, on the flip flops. They stick it on the flip flops. They've got flip flops, and like there's shoes like the one that I like, the ones that I showed my mum in the shoe shop in Frank Cross. Those ones with this big, it got a big star, and it's baby skin, but it's not like it's not. You can do it coloured. It's not like it's a bit see-through there.
For the skin.
Yes, it's skin.
Okay, well, shall we do?
A big black star. It was. Pause. I have to go and draw the star picture. The paper's downstairs.
Right, so shall I stop recording?
So there, the video finished.
Okay, that's the one I sent you. So bravo Coleman Archant, he's getting out new videos, and if it's from Hampstead Research, bravo Hampstead Research, you know, it's time all this got out there. All right, let's go stop recording. I'm just going to go stop share. So I'm going to end this again, and this will be 2 videos for you to clip together, and I'll ring you back.
Call me again. Yeah.